morning and welcome to Muddy River Mornings. I'm Bob Goff.
And I'm Brittany Bull.
And we have got a great show for you today, but the first and most important thing is there's a BLT on here that's got my name on it.
Yeah, well, normally we start off our days with breakfast, Bob, but today we are featuring the fact that they serve lunch all day as well. So maybe you get your mornings started off super early and you're ready for lunch by 11 a.m. or 10 a.m. They're ready to serve you. Today we have a BLT, like you said. It's on wheatberry bread. It has the best bacon in town on it. And we have a strawberry salad paired with the honey Italian dressing. So the salad is an ode to the springtime, an ode to, I don't know, rabbit food. We're getting ready for Easter, and Crazy Cakes can help you do it.
Yes, this is, of course, next Friday will be Good Friday.
Yes.
So, and then Holy Week begins on Monday, and we're going to talk about that a little later. So, yet another busy news week. You know, I thought we were going to be done with elections.
Did you now?
I did. And we're not. We have a runoff in Hannibal's 2nd Ward.
I am learning just now what a runoff is, Bob.
You know, Hannibal, you know, when the elections came down, I looked at the results. I'm like, oh, we have a winner. And then I kind of thought about it. I'm like, well, wait a minute. And I went back and looked at some old news stories and some archives from some of the other media that's been around a little longer than we have, since we're only about 4 years old. And yeah, if in Hannibal, you have to get 50% of the vote in order to win. Otherwise, there's a runoff. And that's where we are right now.
So both of them, so the people that have the runoff, they're in, what ward was it?
That would be Hannibal's 2nd Ward.
Okay, and it's April Azatea and Tammy Riley?
Yes.
So they beat the third person. There
Earl
was a
Hughes.
Third.
Earl Hughes was a distant third.
Okay.
April Azatea finished about 17 votes, I believe, ahead of Tammy Riley. So they will have a runoff election on April 22nd. And about this election is there's no early voting, no anything. They're apparently not going to get the ballots till like a day or two before the election. So it will be a one day, go vote, whip up your base. Now you got to remember, we had less than 400 people vote in this entire ward. So how many people are going to vote in the runoff? Mm-hmm. You know, Earl Hughes, his voters, how many people will go to one side or the other? Mm-hmm. But again, also, if you didn't vote in that general election and you live in Hannibal's 2nd Ward, you can vote in the runoff.
Okay.
It's not a thing where, oh, I didn't get to vote last time, I don't get to vote this time. Oh, no.
So here's your second chance.
Second chance. If you did not do your duty and vote, then go do that. So anyway,
Absolutely.
very interesting the way this all has shaken out. So.
Yes. Looking forward to the results.
Yeah, and we'll of course we'll be talking about that a lot here in the next few days, I'm sure. Also, we had a very interesting Quincy Park Board meeting this week. Couple of points. Number one, that the Park District is giving a real pledge to the marina, because of all the money that's being invested by the state and the feds for the Upper Bay and the Triangle Bay, and they have more grants for the Lower Bay. They say, look, it used to be every year, ooh, are we going to have a marina? Is it going to stay open? What are we going to do? Now it looks like we're going to have a marina.
For now, there will be life
I
left
think there's
in
going
the
to be a marina I think they're going to get all this work done through the Corps of Engineers. I bet we've got a marina in place for at least 5 years. And then if more people do jump in and get more boats, and the whole boating life is kind of reinvigorated around mm-hmm. here, I think that'd be a great thing. And I've long been an advocate of keeping a marina. You can't be you can't be a real river town if you don't have a marina mm-hmm. and you don't have people run boats. So I hope that that all shakes out. But then we had another very interesting story regarding the park board.
Yes. So, real quick, backing that up. So that money that you're talking about, the state grants and stuff, is it mm-hmm. specifically set aside for the marina?
For the dredging of the bay,
okay.
which makes access to the marina easier.
Okay,
possible.
So that money is awarded to the
yes.
Park District in order to do that, because mm-hmm. the next story is the fact that there have been promises made and promises not kept because there is no money.
Well, they say there's no money, but it's all a matter of where you want to spend your money. Because okay. Darren Dodd has brought these tournaments in for travel ball, mm-hmm. for kids to come in and play at the fields. And when this all came about, the city had forked over about $300,000 toward this goal. Park District said they would help and they would also facilitate this process. And again, we did have a lot of rain this spring, but still, you need to make sure the fields are playable. And when you have turf, it makes it easier to be playable. But if your outfield is soggy and needs some more dirt and some more seeding, you need to take care of that too. So that's been a big problem. And and Darren Dodd has the money he has brought in. He has given back. He has paid the park district to have these tournaments at these facilities, and the park district really needs to step up and do what they can do to make sure that Darren doesn't say, oh, the heck with you guys, I'm going to take my stuff to Hannibal, or I'm going to take my stuff to Springfield because Springfield's building this big old Shields complex now, or what have you. So again, it seems like when we've got this opportunity with these fields, we've got this opportunity with Quinsippy and Boots Bush and trying to get that all worked together. We have some real chances to make some things happen here, and I certainly hope that somebody on the park board or somebody on the park district has some foresight, has some vision to say, okay, this is what we need to do to keep this thing going.
So quick question, was there not promises kept in the past where they've already said, hey, we will give you this for this if the city gives you this?
Well, according to David's story, they said they would do what they could do to make the thing go, and the city forked over money. The park district has spent some money, but it looks like they might need to spend a little more money. And if you got to spend a little more money to make this thing happen, you probably need to spend a little more money.
Especially if you've already spent some money.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead and get this thing done. That's what needs to be done. So, all right, we are going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, after we hear from some of our fine sponsors, Brittany is going to tell you how to use the Muddy River News app.
Since 1985, Hess Auto Agency has been your trusted source for pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area. Families have experienced the Hess difference for generations and know they'll get the best vehicle buying experience in our region. With an ever-changing inventory, you'll find the right car at the right price. So when you want the best, don't guess. Choose Hess. Hess Auto Agency, 1124 North 24th in Quincy. What kind of shows will you see on Muddy River Gems each month? The same award-winning storytelling from Mark McDonald and crew that you enjoyed for nearly 20 years on PBS. Muddy River Gems with host Mark McDonald. A new episode every month online.
Welcome back. The Muddy River News app is the best way, easiest way to access everything that Muddy River News, Muddy River Sports, and MuddyRiver.tv have to offer. Brittany, how does one get a hold of the Muddy River News app?
It's funny that you should ask me this, Bob, because just last night I was at the Elks Club and I had a lot of people ask me, hey, how do I access on your phone? How do I access on my phone? It's not the easiest. I don't want it, but it's not the easiest for elderly people. But the app makes it pretty easy.
Yes, it does.
So I've shown them that you go to your app store and you click on your app store. And just right here is where you search in Muddy River News. Now, it's not necessarily the app store for everyone. I have an Apple phone, so for some of you that have Androids, it's your Google App Store, and you just type in Muddy River, and your app will pull right up. Now, I've already downloaded, but this is what the app looks like when you press the app. It gives you 3 buttons: the TV button, the news button, and the sports button. It's very simple. It directs you directly to all 3 of those sites. If you're looking for something specific, all 3 of those sites have a menu bar in the corner, and you can type in search there or just scroll down. And everything is pretty easy to navigate once you're on that app.
And we want to thank our friends at Peters Heating and Air and Hilbing Auto Body for being the sponsors for the MRN app. And again, it's really easy once you download it and you get all the stuff that you have.
Big
and
thing
we
though
need, so.
Also is help somebody. Like if you're thinking of your parents or your grandparents that used to like to watch the news and they're not getting the news that they used to get, this is a huge help for them. And it's not always easy for them to ask for help, so just go ahead and take the initiative, grab their phone and say, hey, Mom and Dad, or hey, Grandma and Grandpa, I have something great that I want to share with you, and share with them the Muddy River News app.
Well, of course, we also have all of our programs and shows coming up that we do every weekend. Business Spotlight this week. Ron Kincher talks to the folks at Summit Tire. They are celebrating a big anniversary there.
Yeah, it's our buddy Chad Smith stopped in
Yeah,
here. It was nice seeing him.
Yeah, so anyway, congratulations to Summit for their anniversary. And then Club Muddy with Jeff Dorsey. And what's Jeff want to talk about?
Well, I mean, what does Jeff not want to talk about? But he did have some recognition in the news last week with a great letter to the editor. We are going to talk with him about that, along with, you know, just everything that he's done in the media. I'm sure you guys have a lot of things that you'd like to share together as well.
Yeah, he's old like me. He's actually older than me.
That's what I was trying to say, but in a nice way.
Yeah, sure. I knew what you were implying. So, also, Sam Dancer is back on Frankie Say. They have a little bit of a conversation about health, fitness, and spirituality. It was very good. It was also a very extended version of Frankie Say. Frankie, we tried to give Frankie a time limit. He sort of blew through his time limit this week.
You don't say.
Yeah, go figure, right? If I'm not here, like looking at my watch and doing this, Frankie would talk forever. So, but anyway, but it is very entertaining. And then also on Muddy River News this week, I had a chance to sit down with the Bishop of the Diocese of Springfield, Thomas John Paprocki, as Sunday is, of course, Palm Sunday and the beginning of Holy Week, and we had a really nice talk about Catholicism, what Holy Week means, the state of the diocese, the state of the Catholic Church. Also, a really good chat about how Quincy is really this hub for retreats. When you talk about Tech, Cresceo, Walk to Emmaus, all these other things, Quest. We talked about Quincy's role in that, and he also dropped some very interesting trivia to me about the diocese, which you're going to have to watch because I'm not telling you about it.
All right, I'll check it out.
Make sure you do. So it was, it was a very good chat. So.
Coming up next, we have a very special sports with our very own Shane Holsey, brought to you by Neiman's Foods.
Muddy River Engraving has been fantastic to work with, especially when I need something last minute, quickly. Andrew has just been fantastic to get me everything I need in a very quick, effective manner.
We work in a fast-paced industry, so for us, the fact that he personally delivers to it, that's one of the best things, and always comes through ahead of schedule.
What do I love about Muddy River Engraving? I love that Andrew supports the businesses that work with him. We'll see him in here almost every week, and that's nice that, you know, two people are helping each other out, pushing each other's product.
Hi, I'm Glenn Swick, Designated Managing Broker at Swick Realty. And if you're thinking about selling your home, let's make sure you avoid some common mistakes that can cost you time and money. Here's what you need to know. Mistake 1, overpricing your home. Setting a price that's too high can scare off buyers. Instead, work with a real estate professional to price your home competitively based on market trends. Mistake 2, not preparing your home for showings. Clutter and personal items can make it hard for buyers to envision themselves living there. Declutter, deep clean, and consider staging. Mistake 3, ignoring repairs. Small issues like leaky faucets or peeling paint can make buyers question how well the home has been maintained. Fix these before listing. Avoiding these mistakes can make a huge difference in how quickly your home sells and for how much. If you're ready to sell, let's create a winning strategy to help you avoid pitfalls and maximize your sale. Contact me today. I'm here to help.
Since 1985, Hess Auto Agency has been your trusted source for pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area. Families have experienced the Hess difference for generations and know they'll get the best vehicle buying experience in our region. With an ever-changing inventory, you'll find the right car at the right price. So when you want the best, don't guess. Choose Hess. Hess Auto Agency, 1124 North 24th in Quincy.
Hi, my name is Kylie McLaughlin. I am the Director of Clinical Research for Blessing Health System. That's right, doctors do clinical research right here at Blessing. They work with patients to test new medications or devices before they are approved for use nationwide for a wide range of diseases. Doctors and patients have participated in a number of clinical trials since our department opened 4 years ago, including in the fields of cancer and heart care, the brain, lungs, and bladder. Most times doctors invite patients with particular conditions to consider joining a clinical trial. There are many medical requirements patients must meet to qualify for participation. Those who are qualified to participate in a clinical trial are treated like VIPs, receive care from the top healthcare providers in our area, and they help to improve healthcare for everyone in our community. For more information, go to the website on your screen.
Women are exceptional. In the workplace, in the home, in the community. We fill so many roles vital not only to our success, but also the success of those around us. We deserve health care that is as exceptional as we are. Blessing Health meets the varied needs of every woman, from OB/GYN care and breast health to pediatrics for those of us who have little ones in our life. Blessing Health, with you every step of the way.
Why risk costly mistakes or leave money on the table when a tax pro can help you get it right the first time?
Exactly. Tax professionals are trained to navigate the ever-changing tax laws, find every deduction and credit you qualify for, and ensure your return is accurate and complete.
Think about it. A tax professional knows the ins and outs of deductions and credits, even the ones you didn't know you qualified for. Whether it's maximizing your refund or minimizing what you owe, they make sure you're not leaving money on the table.
Plus, life is full of changes. New jobs, marriages, kids, starting a business, all these things can affect your taxes. A tax professional knows how to handle your unique situation and ensure you're covered.
And let's not forget peace of mind. No second guessing, no sleepless nights, and no worrying about IRS audits. With a pro, you'll have confidence knowing your taxes are filed accurately.
At V&R Accounting, we take the stress out of tax season. Our experts work with you to make sure your taxes are done right, on time, and hassle-free.
So why struggle alone? Visit vnrtax.com or call 217-222-6568 to schedule an appointment at one of our convenient locations today. Let a tax professional save you time, money, and headaches this tax season.
Welcome back. You know, if you want to enjoy the full Muddy River experience on your phone, you can just download our app. How would people do that, Brittany?
Funny you should ask me this, Bob. This is something that a lot of people were asking me the other night when I was at the Elks Club. I noticed a lot of people were having problems basically just accessing our site. Now, it's not really hard, but it is kind of hard for the elderly to navigate their phone, not just with us, with everything. So what I ask of you is to grab your parents' phone, grab your grandparents' phone, and help them download that app. Sometimes it's kind of hard for them to ask for help, so take the initiative and do it and give them the old news that they know and love. Everyone knows how people of that generation like to open their papers and read the news. So now you can open your app and read the news. I'm going to show you real quick how to do this on my phone. It's a little different for me as I've already downloaded the app, but you just go to your app store. Mine is an Apple phone, so I go to an actual app store. For those of you that have an Android, you would go to your Google store. You click on that, and then you type in Muddy River News in your search bar there. Once you go to that, you can open your app, and it pops up where you will have the TV site on the top, the news site in the middle, and the sports site on the bottom. Those are three separate buttons that lead you all directly to those sites. Now, once you're on any three of those sites, there's a menu bar in the upper left-hand corner, and you can search there or scroll down and find the category that you're looking for. It's pretty easy peasy once you're on the app. So again, help your parents, help your grandparents, help everyone, you know, spread the word of the news. And
our app is brought to you by Peters Heating and Air and also Hillbing Auto Body. Also, and when you go to the app, as Brittany talked about, you can go to muddyriver.tv where you can watch a lot of our programs. Of course, we put some of them, we have most of them on Muddy River News, but all of them are on muddyriver.tv. One of the things we have coming up is Business Spotlight. Summey Tire has a big anniversary this year.
Yes, our friend Chad stopped by the studio, and it was a great interview there with Ron.
And then Club Muddy this week, Jeff Dorsey Speaking of old people who probably need to be shown how to use an app, Jeff Dorsey will be our guest on Club Muddy.
Wow, what a segue. I wasn't going to go for that.
Oh, I'm
with
totally
him.
going for that way with the big dog, no doubt about it.
I'm looking forward for everyone to hear this interview. He was recently on with a letter to the editor to us. It really stirred up some subject matter, but the big dog always has something to talk about, so looking forward to hearing from him.
Frankie Say, we have a Sam Dancer on, and of course they're talking about spirituality, health, fitness. Sam's been on a lot of our podcasts before. He's a very interesting guy, and he has another great chat with Frankie. And then I had a chat with Bishop Thomas John Paprocki of the Diocese of Springfield that we will run for Muddy River News this week, that will run on Sunday, Palm Sunday, as Holy Week begins.
Nice.
So, yeah.
How did that interview go?
It went very well. We talked a lot about Quincy in general, some trivia that you're going to have to watch the interview to see, and then Monday morning I'm going to ask you if you saw it.
Well, of course, I will watch it.
Sure. But then he talked about just how Quincy's been this hub for ministry and this hub for retreats and spirituality, with Tech, Cresceo, Quest, Walk from Emmaus, all this kind of stuff. And then just kind of the health of the church in general, where we are today, again, because, the Catholic Church has been around a long, long time, and there are people who, were Catholic at one time, maybe they're not anymore. So we had some really good conversations along that line. So it was a really good chat with the bishop that I hope you watch. So
looking forward to that. Coming up next, we have a very special sports with our own Shane Halsey, brought to you by Neiman's.
Hey there, Muddy Buddies. Happy Friday, and it is a happy Friday indeed. Muddy River sports writer Shane Halsey standing in for Matt Schuckman this week, and it's been yet another busy week on the sports calendars. We really get into the thick of spring sports season. We had Hannibal and Quincy Notre Dame squaring off on the soccer pitch earlier this week. We have plenty of thrilling finishes on the softball and baseball diamonds. Camp Point Central softball, Unity baseball winners in extra innings and walk-off fashion on the same day. That was on Wednesday. How about that? And then I was looking forward to getting out to Palmyra for some track on Thursday, but, Mother Nature had some other plans, but that's all right. We get right back at it tonight. QHS Q&D soccer over at Flynn Stadium. Don Krim will be there covering that game for us. I'll be out there taking some photos as well as I make my way over from Q&D softball, and then Hannibal QHS baseball on Saturday, and then we have plenty more action next week. Speaking of track, the Mark Twain Becky Thatcher relays next Tuesday, and then the day after, QHS Q&D softball. Plenty of action to go around. Hannibal Q&D rematch on the soccer pitch. Plenty of action to go around as we really get ramped up here in the spring. And speaking of ramped up, this weather has been nothing short of interesting. Let's just call it that. Hopefully, as we get a little warmer this weekend, hopefully that warm weather sticks around. We have beautiful weather for the rest of spring sports season, but as we all will know, that's not always the case. But we keep trudging along here at Muddy River Sports, and we hope you read and follow along with us. MuddyRiverSports.com, Facebook, Twitter. Hope you follow us on all the socials and keep up to date with everything we're churning out over here. We're putting in some good work here, and we hope you appreciate it. Hope to see you out at some games as well. Come by, say hi to any one of us covering games. We're more than happy to have a conversation with you and just enjoy this wonderful thing called life, and spring sports is just another part of that. So hope to see you out at some games, chat it up with you, and hope you read us on MuddyRiverSports.com and stay up to date on everything happening around the area. We'll talk to you next week.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
I hear it's going to be a nice weekend.
Is it?
Yes.
What a pleasant surprise for once.
And, you are otherwise known as Botany Bowl. Are you going to get out with your plants this week?
I have been very, very busy lately, but I did get my places that I needed tilled up, and I just need to go get my soil from Farm and Home.
And you can also get plants at Farm and Home. They got a big plant sale coming up as well. But Brent Clare and Nathaniel Jones talk about what kind of weather we can expect for the next few days in How's the Weather Up There from Farm and Home Supply.
What's the wind's favorite color?
Wind's favorite color?
Blue.
Yeah.
I'm Sweet Teologist Nathaniel Jones. This is Meteorologist Brent Clare. This is How's the Weather Up There with your forecast as well as the daily impacts to your life. So Brent, well, we've got a few, we're done with cold weather, right? So we got a few warmer days ahead.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of the upper roller coaster this time. Instead of the big swings, we're just going to kind of up here. So we're going to bounce around from the lower 60s to mid 70s in the next few days. So actually, Sunday is looking to be the pick day of the week. Yeah. Perfect weekend. 76 is what we're calling for so far in sunny skies. So it's not just, cloudy. Slowly starting to see the wind die down too, maybe. We're kind of, it's just been that, but fortunately I was working in the shop in the sheds the other day and I was protected by it, but still it's just like you hear it blow around. Getting kind of frustrated about it, yeah. But it does good for drying, so we're not gonna knock it too much. But we do have to get through today and tomorrow a little bit, Thursday and Friday. A little disturbance pushing through. We woke up this morning, it was sunny skies, and then now it's cloudy and raining. So it's like, yeah. But that's the way it goes sometimes. But again, we'll move through and have a pretty decent weekend. And then another system moves in on Monday. I have to watch that a little bit, just bringing some other scattered showers. And then again, this just like kind of up and down, real nice and easy, but nothing really too dramatic yet. I think that's going to come later in the month as far as temperature warmth. But we're definitely I think we had the second. The frogs look through the ice 2 times now.
So you think there's one more?
I think there's one more yet.
There's been a lot of talk on social media. I'm seeing other meteorologists around town. Okay, the average last frost for the area, typically around this time. But do you think we still got one more frost in us, or do you think we're done?
I think we have one more in us.
You trust that frog?
I trust that frog, yeah. Unless he was croaking somewhere else and I didn't hear him the first time. So anyway, but we'll have to watch that. But looking at the end of the month, obviously, we've had a really active severe weather season already in the United States, and that is eventually going to start shifting further and further north as the weather warms. That's just kind of the way the storm tracks move. So what has been happening in southern U.S. is going to start moving into our neck of the woods. Maybe not exactly the same thing, but the hot zone is going to be further north and into our area. So we're going to watch that as we get into the end of the month and 1st of May. If you look at kind of our analogs, if you we're going back to like 2011, where same thing happened, that you had March and April really busy months down south, and then our busy months were the last part of May, where we saw some massive storms, including Joplin and some other storms. So again, we just always kind of watch those analogs or the past historic references to the storms and see how they match up. Another guy I was talking to the other day said, well, I'm thinking it's like 2008. And I said, don't say 2008, because if anyone's remembered that we had major flooding on the river for that one. So I said, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. But we had an interesting discussion the other day. One of my cohorts in the weather, we were talking about, you look at the Pacific Ocean cooling or warming, and this is typically where you have the El Nino or La Nina. Well, typically, if you have cold waters off the coast of Alaska all the way down to California and then out to Hawaii, that typically means a drought. But in 2008, it was the opposite. It was actually very wet for us. And so it's like, okay, so we're going to throw that out. We can't even use that anymore. So they're kind of thinking that's what's happening right now. You see the same kind of little indications. And I said, no, we could have the complete opposite. So let's not get too caught on a drought or anything like that for the summer this year. But nonetheless, some interesting stuff we're talking about. But it's always fun to nerd out for a little bit. So. But the good news is the trees are budding, the grass is green. I got to break down and buy that or get that mower
So you haven't mowed yet?
I haven't mowed yet.
Okay.
No, I've been busy trying to get everything ready for planting season, so that's been the lowest. And of course, there's still sticks in the ground that I still don't want to pick up.
Yeah. Two nights ago, I mowed for the first time. Bob, have you mowed yet? No, not yet. Okay, well, okay. Average person probably has mowed one time yet. We still got Easter a week away, but I think mowing season is here.
Yeah, might have to trim it up just in time for Easter. So make everything look pretty for the Easter egg hunt. So
another sign of spring, our garden centers are open now.
Really?
So we just got the plans yesterday here in Quincy, Hannibal today. So garden centers are open. So if you need some plants, you're ready to plant your garden, you want to decorate around the house, now's the time.
I found a really neat thing the other day because in the farm world you get a lot of pallets, a lot of pallets, and you just don't know what to do with them. They said wrap it up in landscaping fabric and then fill the cracks in, or fill it all with dirt, and then the cracks you plant there, and then everything else blocks them.
Yeah.
So, and then all you have to do is, if you want to move it, you just lift it up and.
Yeah, you pretty much got a stackable garden bed for
right,
you.
Right.
Yeah.
And then another one I heard was the old, those big totes that you fill them up with the dirt and you can just move wherever. And then they're waist level. You don't have to bend over.
Yeah, don't have to bend over, break your back trying to scoop it out. Yeah.
So that's what I like about the pallets. I'm just going to sit down and lift it up with a forklift and then lift that back down again.
Yeah. Work smarter, not harder.
That's right. So. But no, my biggest problem is I can't remember to clean the cup when I'm done with it. Every week.
Yeah.
And
I think most people don't wash their coffee cup, but maybe twice a week, maybe once a week. I don't know. Like thoroughly wash it, like rinse it out. I think most, but
rinse it out, yeah. But
that would be a really interesting question for like coffee pots and coffee cups. How often do you wash those things?
Yeah, coffee pots is a definite no. Now the cup maybe a couple of days and then I'll rinse it out and stuff like that. But or just get another one. So.
It's like a grill and seasoning. You don't clean it all that often because you got that seasoning burn into it.
Welcome back. Got your Easter candy yet?
I have not, because if I get it now, Bob, then I'm going to eat it. So I have to be very last minute.
So you're going to eat it. You're not going to blame your daughter. You're going to be the one who eats the candy.
No, I have quite the sweet tooth, especially for chocolate. And just recently, we visited one of our friends, our sponsors, Sweet Freeze. It's a candy store on Broadway, like in the 18th Broadway area. It's really neat, the fact that you walk into this store and it looks like Willy Wonka's playground. It's full from top to bottom on the shelves of candy. Most of it is freeze-dried candy. However, she does carry what she calls nostalgic candy and trending candy. So what is trending candy, I'm sure you're asking? Well, today I picked up, and I've already unwrapped it and ate half of it. This is called a Dubai bar. What a Dubai bar is it's creamy pistachio filling with katifi. And katifi is, I'm going to say it wrong again, shredded phyllo dough. So it is absolutely delicious. I literally already ate half the bar.
Yes, you did.
I might have let some of the people around here.
I had a taste. It was delicious.
Okay, so not only candy do they have, because everyone likes to fill things in their Easter baskets besides candy. Little treats, goodies. Bob spotted this little guy and had to get it.
A Twinkie scented candle. I think this is kind of cool, and my family, we're really big into candles. Ellen and the kids, they all like to have candles going on different stuff. So I think this is one that they're going to like. And if Ellen doesn't like it, then she might just slide it in one of the kids' baskets. But I think that looks good.
Well, make sure the raccoons stay away from that.
Yes. Let's not set our house on fire.
Also, outside of candy, Easter, Sweet Freeze is the fact that we have our community calendar. It's brought to you by Quincy. The actual Quincy calendar is embedded on our site, and on there you can find all your Easter egg hunts, and then we will put out any kind of news that we have of local businesses giving away, they're doing their Easter parties, having their Easter hunts. We'll make sure to get that on the site for you.
And also, we mentioned, of course, Palm Sunday is this weekend, but on Saturday night, we've got at the Washington Theater the United We Feud fundraiser for the Adams County United Way. Our own Ashley Conrad is a contestant.
I am so disappointed that I have to miss this one because it's soccer Saturday for me. However, I heard that they're sold out.
They are.
That is awesome. Congratulations to them. I know it's for a great cause.
Yeah, Ellen and I are going to be at a table with Ashley. It depends. It depends how much she pays me to cheer for.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, I'll be cheering for.
There are a lot of great contestants. I can't be a favorite. I can't play a homer. I gotta be straight down the middle.
Okay.
Same.
Happy Easter, Ashley.
Anyway, have a great weekend, and I guess the next time we talk to you, it will be Good Friday. So we will see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.